Feeling pretty good. I mean, I must have a smile just affixed to my face. I mean, like, I feel like I've been battling through. It felt like I was battling and battling and battling, and I tried not to complain. Oh, I've been unlucky in keys, but fuck all that bullshit, because things happen for a reason, and maybe the reason I busted the Parliament Omaha so quickly today was to win this. Maybe the reason I busted the Deuce 7 quickly was to get rest, because I've had 3 days off. And coming in fresh was enormously helpful. Boy, I'll tell you something. I came back from one of those breaks. I had 60,000 left. The blinds were 1530. I just knew to get to that break. Yeah. And I made it, and I was all in with ace-3 against ace-5, hit a 3. All in the next hand, they all folded. All in the, like, 2 hands later with ace-queen, I got called by ace-10. And boom, 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 was right back in the match. I think,
so that was like your turning point.
Correct. A key hand for me was, then I had sevens with 2 tables left against ace-queen. That held up. I don't like getting with sevens, but it was just, I had to. It was one of those spots. That was held up. And then, I had jacks hold up against ace-king for $3 million each. I moved in and he called me with ace-king, and So any potential luck that I was complaining about, I received more than. So that's why you don't go public and say, I'm unlucky. No, you play great poker and you see what happens. Also, it kicked in late today. I've been thinking too much about, I don't want to finish 11th. Fuck all that bullshit. All I thought was play great, play great, play great, play great, play great. And then it's easier. Right? I'm not thinking about, I can't beat this guy a pot, or this guy's held over me, or that guy. All that was gone. It was just play great, play great, play great.
Did you want to come back tomorrow?
Yes, I
went
to the bathroom,
Thunderdome.
And I figured, all right, the best, like, we had a bathroom break.
Right.
And I came back and I tried to convince the guys to come back at 5 p.m. I thought it might be better for me because I ran out of energy twice when I played heads up for a bracelet. But I have tons of energy, and it probably wasn't good for me, so thank God they decided to keep playing. Because, and then, I don't know, there was some guy at my final table last year who was screaming and shouting the whole way, like it was very obnoxious. Yeah. And, you were probably there. I mean, it was just that way. It was just
heckling
standing
you the
room
whole time.
only.
Yeah.
Somebody was heckling me the whole way.
Yeah.
It's way out of line. I've never heard that before in a poker tournament. And so, winning this tonight, at least I didn't have to deal with some crazy-ass heckler.
Yeah, of course. Oh, yeah. Great win. Great win. Tell me, how did you feel when on that last hand? First hand, heads up, by the way. Man.
It's just unbelievable, and he'd been slow playing. Like he and I'd been limping with some strong hands. He'd been limping. I had 4-8 offsuit. I limped in and I said, yeah, man, I wonder if I'm supposed to fold this. And I thought, no, you know what? I'm generally a guy that limps every hand anyway, so all right. And then the flop came king 8-4, and at that point I was thinking, how can I get him to commit a lot of chips? So he checked, and I bet 1 million. I tried to look really weak. And when he moved in 19 million, I snap called. Or 17 million, I snapped it. And I just don't think he moves in with kings and 4s or kings and 8s. I snap it off, but man, he had the hand to do it with. He had 6-7 of spades. He had a straight flush draw, flush draw. And then I was like, wow, this is everything. And then bam, a 4 pops off. They dealt a 4, and I'm like, yes! And then I oh my God, wait a minute.
No 5 spades.
He could still hit the 5 of spades. And the river was the king of spades, so if he had a king, he would have beat me this hand. I mean, like, it fell nicely for me that, that was just a great hand. I remember playing one hand against Jeremy Osmus. We played one hand in Parliament Omaha, and he busted me. So it's kind of nice to get it back in one hand.
Awesome. Well, Phil, what are you going to do tomorrow?
Well, I have to give a speech at Doyle Sing.
Oh, that reminds me. You did win that big hand with the 10 deuce.
I did.
You did.
I did. I was thinking of Doyle. I swear to God. I had 10 deuce in the big blind. It came 8-9 jack. I bet out. He looked like he wanted to raise me. He called. And then when the jack hit, I was like, nah, now it's jack, 9-8. Just check it back. Yeah. Queen on the river. And then I thought, I have a lot of bluffs in my range that he might have to call here with an 8 or 9. So I bet 950. If I bet too little, it looks like I have it. If I bet too much, it might scare him off. So I bet 950 on that one. And I was a little bit afraid he might move in, like he slow played jack 8 or something. But then it became obvious he was just counting calling chips the whole time. And I'm like, yes, please call. And that was a big pot too.
Yeah.
I mean, all these pots add up. You know, it's a
absolutely.
turbo. This is the first year of my career that all the great players called me great or the greatest. It's the first time that I felt like all the great players were giving me a lot of respect. And so it was kind of nice. You know, everybody's like, maybe you are the greatest.